You said assaulted.
Hello, and welcome to the Pixel Podcast. It is I, Ethan, hosting once again in Phil of Matt, for he is not here, but I am joined by my good friend Ricardo.
I was just about to say, Matt, you sound really weird.
What?
You were back, and now all of a sudden you're just like,
Oh!
sound all kinds of, whoa!
I don't know. I can't do it. I can't do a good Matt impression right now. I'm not in the mood, you know?
I know.
You gotta be in the
It's
right-
too
you
somber because he's like dying.
He's dying right now.
Yeah.
You know, he got to 100th episode, and he's like, you know what? I can't make it any longer, so I'm just going to get super sick.
He's like, I'm gonna die now.
Goodbye, world. I'm dead. Or dying, I guess.
Yeah, was
He's
he
not
in
dead yet.
Hamilton?
Yeah, he's in Hamilton.
That's cool.
Speaking of Hamilton, I saw great moments of Mr. Lincoln at Disneyland over the weekend.
Okay, I've never seen it before.
Really?
Ever.
It's worth seeing once just to see. So it's got the world's, air quotes, most advanced animatronic, which is a pretty good animatronic they have going on there because they just updated it like 2 years ago or something like that. But the thing that's interesting about it is at the beginning, they show you the great moments and it's like just Lincoln growing up and all this stuff. And then in the middle, excuse me, I'm burping because we are drinking beer, which I'll get to later.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets to this part where it switches, like, remember the Civil War? Well, here's this song that we wrote about the Civil War, and it is the worst song ever. It's just guitars, and it's like very sad, but the lyrics are so corny.
I was gonna say, what could they possibly sing about the Civil War?
Something
like,
about
that could be Disney friendly.
There was two brothers, and they were friends, but then one was blue and one was gray, and they had to fight. And they were both kind, but the cannonball doesn't care. It kills them. But something like that.
Are they talking about the Union and the Confederacy?
Yeah, they're talking about the Union and Confederacy.
Oh my God!
Well, you can do that. That's history.
I know. I'm joking.
Okay.
No, I'm saying like are the two brothers? Is one of them supposed to be the Confederacy?
And one of them dies.
Do they say that one of them wants to enslave black people?
No.
Do they conveniently forget that?
Yeah,
part?
they conveniently forget that part. Look how bad it is. It pitted brother against brother. I'm like, well, that means one brother was kind of shitty.
Yeah. That's what usually pits me against my brothers. You're lucky you never had that.
Man, Raul, stop wanting to enslave black people again.
So like him. Raul, don't listen to this episode.
Oh man. No, but it's such a bad song. It's so jarringly bad, and it goes on for like 3.5 minutes.
And then it's back. Does it? And then it goes back to.
Then it goes back to like, hey, we're gonna explain a little more about Civil War, and then we're gonna have a little speech by Lincoln, the animatronic Lincoln.
So, and it's only Lincoln?
It's only Lincoln.
Because I don't know if this was there or if this was Disney World, but didn't they have like a Hall of Presidents?
That's
that was
Disney
like
World.
Multiple presidents.
Yeah, it's Disney World.
See, I don't know.
I've
never seen either one.
I've never been to Disney World. But yeah, it's worth checking out. It was me and my friend. Our passes expired yesterday. And we were just like, let's just hit up all the weird stuff we've never seen before or haven't seen in a long time. So I hit up the jellyfish in California Adventure, the ones that go up and down.
I saw that.
Those are all right.
I also saw you hit up the nature trail.
Yes.
And, I saw Mike got the eagle. What'd you get?
Well, what eagle?
When you touched
what I get? I got a bear.
Oh, okay.
Which is pretty good.
Man, I was hoping one of you guys got it because I'm pretty sure like there's a skunk.
There's a skunk one. And all the dads are like talking to their kids like, I smell something stinky. I smell something stinky. And then the kid's like a moose. And it's like, oh, well. Okay.
Well, moose probably stink.
Most animals probably stink.
Mooses?
Most animals probably smell.
Yeah. That's the one thing about you don't think about when you think about wild animals. Like, you think how fucking cool and majestic they are, but they all probably smell like
terrible.
Or like piss.
Yeah.
Like, seriously.
I mean,
like you see this tiger and he's like all.
I bet the tiger's clean because tigers and like cats, they keep themselves clean naturally.
You think so? I feel like
think about all the outdoor cats.
Smells like cat piss. Probably.
Well, think about like the outdoor cats you've met. Like they're pretty clean.
Yeah.
Relatively for being an outdoor animal, you know. When you look at most outdoor animals, they look mangy and gross. and like
You're
got
right.
matted hair and
Yeah,
stuff.
like if a dog was out there,
Yeah,
just live outside.
gross.
He's like, I'm dumb. I can't. I don't know how.
I only scratch when it itch. I don't clean myself. I'm a messy animal. So maybe tigers, but yeah. So they had the up thing. Went to that. That was an interesting thing. Mike was really dead set on going on to Disney Junior, which is
that stage show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was
know.
not down because I was looking. I'm like, every single person here's a parent with kids.
Yeah.
And
That's one of
Mike
those
went
weird
and we
things.
talked to like multiple cast members, and they all like kind of made a face like, that's weird. Don't do it. So we're like, all right. I'm like, dude, I'm all for doing like dumb things for the sake of doing dumb things, but this is like two dudes.
You don't even. You
both
don't
of them
have
with
a
weird facial hair.
You don't have a younger brother
No.
with you or anything like that.
It would have been just weird. So I decided against that.
Man.
That was the only thing. That is
averted.
literally the only thing I've not done in all of Disneyland. That thing right there.
No, you never will. All right.
No, I never will. Trying to think of the dumb things we did. I think that was mostly all the little small things that we went to.
Did you guys draw again or no?
No, I didn't draw because
times?
I've done drawing once. That was enough. Did go in that area though. It was a nice little send off. I went to Carthay Circle, which is the hotel in the middle of California Adventure, and drank some drinks.
I'm trying to think where that is.
That's the big thing that looks like a mission. It's where the seven drawers. You can go in there and and there's like a pretty nice bar, like a classic bar.
That's cool.
Went in there and had some drinks. I always wanted to because I heard they're really good, and surprised they're pretty good. I mean, it was expensive as hell, but I mean, what do you expect? So I had some drinks there and watched World of Color, which I don't know if you've seen the new World of Color.
I've never
with
seen
Neil Patrick
World of
Harris.
Color any of them.
Oh, I'm sorry, man, because the new World of Color sucks.
Does it?
Because the thing that was cool about the first one is it relied a lot on the water show.
Yeah.
And like looking at like sweet colors and all this stuff. This one is just like, look how cool these projections are. We're just gonna spray a bunch of water in the air and project stuff onto it, which they did in the first one. But I felt like it was
an even.
It was
split.
more. It was like added to the ambiance as opposed to just being like the main part of the show. But this one is just like, hey, check it out, and then it turns into like. Remember Walt Disney, how great he was? Here's all those things that inspired him, and just goes through a montage of different Disney movies.
Okay.
And then Star Wars appears at the end. And then afterwards it's like, remember Disneyland? And it just plays like almost like a trailer of Disneyland. And it's like, this is dumb.
Go there now.
Go to Disneyland. It's like, what? And then afterwards it's just like, here's a Frozen's, here's the whole entire Frozen song of Let It Go. And then, which, whatever. It was one of the better ones that actually incorporated the projections and the water pretty well. And then it's like, here's Star Wars, a trailer for the new Star Wars movie that you can buy on Blu-ray and DVD now.
Cool.
And then it just ends.
So it became an advertisement?
Bad. Yeah, it was really, like, I know obviously it's all advertising as Disney, but at least it just felt way more blatant than anything else. And the other thing, we went on Storybook Land. Oh yeah, and we saw the most horrifying duck.
What do you mean?
There was this horrifying bird creature that was like on the island, and this lady in line, like that wasn't standing in front of us, was like, "Oh man, I hope the devil's not there." And we're like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "What are you going on about?" Like, "Oh, sometimes we call him Jafar or whatever." And I'm like, "All right, this is some weird like hardcore Disney fan." They did have a hardcore Disney jacket with pins and like in memory of Walt on their like thing. I don't know. They're really into it. R.I.P. Walt. Remember him? And she's like talking about like, yeah, this horrifying bird is there, and it like chases cast members and like attacks children and stuff. And we're like, whatever, lady. But we go on this thing. And we get to like that middle island because Storybook Land's like basically like little miniatures everywhere. And
last time I went on it was right before a fireworks show was gonna start, so they actually had to stop the ride, and so we were just floating in Storybook.
Oh, that's cool.
While the fireworks were going off around, they were going off like in the back and in the front, and we're like, whoa!
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. We tried because we tried to do it because like there was a guy in line being like, everyone, if you like, we are about to start the fireworks show. If you are in line when the fireworks go off, you may be waiting like 20 minutes to get onto the ride, an additional 20 minutes. So if you don't want to wait that long, go. And if you manage to get on the ride, it will have to stop, and then again you will be waiting an additional like 15 minutes or whatever. So we're just like, let's try and book it. Let's try and get in there.
That was a good move. That's interesting. I bet they stop it because the fireworks are so loud, right? So you can't hear anything.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Although you could still hear, we stopped. Oh, where did we stop in front of? There's a daffodils at the window. I think it was in Snow White's house.
Oh, okay.
And so like that song just looped the entire time while you could also hear the fireworks show like
funny
songs going on. So continue. What
this bird is horrifying.
Like,
all right,
what does it look like?
It was on an island. Okay, so it's this pitch black bird. It's probably double the size, maybe 1.5 times the size of a duck.
Does it look like a duck?
No, but it looks like some sort of water bird, right?
Okay.
And it has this like these just pale eyes, and it has not just a beak, it has like a hook beak, like a vulture, like it tears flesh, sort of.
It's like it's not like, because what I was envisioning, I was like, okay, big black bird. It's not like one of those slender what are the crane like beaks?
Yeah, it's like a crane like beak.
Okay.
Mixed with like a vulture, sort of like
it has the hook. This thing?
I don't know. I've never seen a bird like it before, but it was just hanging out all by itself, like looking scary, just stomping around on like this. Because I mean, all the birds look really big.
Does it have? Like
they're
webbed
feet.
Okay.
And it was just walking around. We're like, whoa, that's scary. So we go all the way around, and then we see it again, and it's right by the the waterfall at the end.
Yeah.
And it just is like looks at us and just like has this horrifying look, like, and it just kind of, and then it goes into this, under this grate. In this just like little tiny hole and just goes back into this hole and just disappears forever.
Whoa, man.
It was scary.
That's
all right?
weird.
It was really weird. It was well worth the wait just to see this horrifying creature animal.
Now I want to see it.
I don't know I guess he or she or whatever it is a commonplace there.
Jeez.
I don't know. But
yeah, is there more or is it just one?
It was just one. That's all I saw. Devil bird, man. But wow. Yeah, so I guess that was my trip to Disney. That was a fun last trip.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. On last trip.
Sounds memorable, at least.
Yeah, very memorable, very memorable. It was a good way. It was really nice just going on all the things you never go on. Because when we go all the time, you always hit the classics or whatever. And,
yeah.
And that's cool and all, but you know what? Sometimes you just want to see the weird stuff that Disney has that no one really talks about.
What's everyone trying to hide? Devil birds.
The devil birds. No one knows the reputation of devil birds.
Man. That's scary.
It was scary. I didn't know if that bird was like, honestly, the way the tour guide looked at it, she didn't say anything, but she was looking at it like that thing has known to attack people. So she was looking at it like, is that thing gonna like charge the boat or something? Capsize.
10 people dead.
Yeah, 10 people drown. Oh man. So enough about that. Unless you have anything cool to do over the weekend. I just figured I'd segue into something fun.
Nah, man. I didn't do jack.
Well, that's not too bad. Oh, yeah, because you'd work, huh?
Yeah.
Now's your weekend.
Now is my weekend right now. I did laundry.
Laundry, that's exciting. I could do laundry. My pile over there is pretty big.
It's not so bad.
It's full. The laundry basket's full.
You can still stack some stuff in there.
There's still room. But we are doing a new thing where we drink beers. We started this. We talked about this last week.
We're doing a new thing. We're drinking.
Okay, we've done it, but we don't talk about it before. We're just like, we got beers. But we want to try like a new beer every week. We'll have someone come in and bring it. And we're saying this now out loud so we continue to do it.
Yes.
But I did it this week. I picked up New Belgium's Heavy Melon, which is a watermelon lime ale, 5%. Alcohol by New Belgium, the creators of Fat Tire is their most well-known beer. What do you think?
It's a completely serviceable ale, but if you're drinking it hoping that you got a lot of watermelon and or lime flavor in it, you're going to be sorely disappointed because it's very subtle. Very, very subtle.
Now, you've had the, what is the one? 21st Amendment, Hell or High Watermelon.
Yeah.
This is a lot less watermelon than that, and that barely has any.
In fact, you one time when we were at the Native Son Ale House, you had the Dorado, the watermelon Dorado from Ballast Point.
Yes,
and that was very
watermelon-y.
Yeah, almost too much.
It's almost interesting how there's always like a good balance. Like how many is it? Like this flavored beer? It's like yeah, but like how much?
Yeah, exactly.
Like some things taste totally like it, and it's overwhelming. And then some, it's just like I don't taste it at all.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fairly certain that this is a a limited release. So
it is. It's seasonal. That's what it says on the box.
I don't know. I feel like
it's fine.
It's fine. It's a fine beer, but I don't think again if I've seen it at like Bevmo or something, and I'm like, I don't really dig that much on like fruit beers, especially when it's like the only description that you're giving me. So I'm not gonna get it, and then someone who likes fruit beers is gonna get it, and they're gonna be like, "This isn't very much." So I don't know. I feel like it's a miss all around.
It doesn't please anyone, right?
Does not.
Yeah. Whatever. Could be worse. At least it's drinkable.
Yeah.
Very drinkable.
3 stars out of 5.
Yeah, I agree. I give about 3 stars.
Very average.
It's very weedy though, and I like that weedy flavor.
Indeed.
Which is good. So we got a bucket of beer here that I forgot to put it in the fridge, so I just filled up a bucket with ice and water and just kind of threw beers in it, and it looks kind of weird because it's not a very big bucket. It's more like a giant bowl.
Yeah. But all the ice melted before I got here. So I got here and it was just like a bowl of water with like 4 beers floating in it, and I was like, "What is that?"
And I was like,
I forgot to use the fridge.
Yeah. So well, whatever. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. No,
all the beer's cold enough. So it worked actually pretty quick.
Yeah.
Actually, it cooled it down really fast. So it's faster. It's faster than using the cold paper towel, wrap around the beer, put it in the fridge or freezer. Like that's a pretty quick method, but I think this is faster from what I've read.
The freezer is always it's
a dice roll.
A gamble, because then you go off and do something and you're like, "Oh no, I forgot."
And then it's like, oh, it's frozen.
Yeah.
This beer's ruined.
Or like I've heard. It's been known to explode. Yeah. Before. I've never seen it myself.
I have done it once with a regular glass of just something I put in the fridge or freezer. I remember using my mom's glasses and putting it in there, and it exploded. She was very upset. It wasn't beer though, but it was something else. All right, so should we talk about video games?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, let's talk about video games.
We've talked about not video games long enough.
I feel like I got all that non-video game stuff out of my system.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's time to talk about what we're known for: our video game opinions.
Yeah.
And our feelings and our thoughts.
Our great video game opinions.
Hey, I'm pretty proud of mine.
Yeah, mine's all right.
Yeah, come on, man, gotta be proud of yourself, dude.
Yeah.
You got good opinions.
I'm a very
I disagree with most of them, but it's fine.
Man.
Well, stop deprecating all over the place, especially on yourself.
I'm sorry. You know, when I drink too much coffee, I have to deprecate.
Maybe. Well, if you can deprecate somewhere else and not on this podcast, I'd appreciate it.
Fine.
All right. So we both played the same game, and that's about all we played.
Yep.
I played a little bit more Hearthstone. Still like it. I'm digging kind of the changes to the decks and stuff.
I forgot about Hearthstone. I need to play that.
Yeah, you got to get in there and get those free packs, dude. I played against some decks. Matt was talking about how the decks were more Katoon central.
Mm-hmm.
I beat them all the time. They're nothing. People like don't have enough cards to do them. I guess if you pay a lot of money and get a bunch of cards, you might do okay.
Yeah.
But like so many people have it half-assed. They're like, I got Katoon. I put him out, and he's like whatever. And I'm like, well, I guess I'll just murder you now. Goodbye.
Yeah, it's. I feel like it's always been like that, where new cards will come out and they'll get cycled into decks, or like people will find these pretty cool new decks that you can build with the new cards. But your standbys are still going to be pretty effective unless they got really hit with nerfs.
Yeah, and some of them did, but nothing too huge. Enough for just like a little bit of balancing. Which is good.
I remember that they raised the was it mana? What's the currency that you use to spend to summon cards?
Mana. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, they raised like the mana on one of my favorite cards, the Iron Beak Owl.
That one got raised up.
So I feel like that guy's kind of useless now.
Yeah, he's got up to 3. Well, because silence is so powerful, though.
It is, but I mean, he was cheap, and a lot of times he was the only way to get out of certain situations was you could.
Yeah, that just makes Spellbinder more useful now, or the Spellbinder little elf dude.
Oh yeah.
But regardless, we've been playing another Blizzard game. I have played this in the past and talked about it in the past, but the floodgates opened for all to join in on Overwatch.
Console gamers, PC gamers.
Fighting together. Wait, not really. But fighting
I'm saying
at the same
everybody
time.
Just getting in there and seeing what this whole thing is about.
Fighting together collectively.
All together collectively.
Yeah, we all played it. I played a lot of it. I sat down, and this is the first game in a while I went and played 6 hours straight without stopping for anything, which was I've not done that in a game in a long time. And it is known that the only games that I do that with are multiplayer games, because having the aspect of playing with someone always brings me back. It's more of a social experience then, as opposed to just like, I'm playing by myself. I really like this game. Because I'll get bored at some point and be like, well, I could be socializing or something.
I could be buying groceries.
Yeah. But it's like, no, I'm playing with my friends. This is great. Yay. The thing that I've dug so far about it is just the mass amount of people that I've seen. The reason I was able to play 6 hours is because I played with so many different groups of friends as they all rotated out of their day.
Everybody's getting into it.
And I was like, oh, I'm going to hop in with these group. And then it's like some people leave and I'll be like, all right, you jump in the Skype call now. And we'll all just play and just learn. And, you know, people are new and they're learning how to play. And I was teaching them, kind of like showing them like, oh, this guy's good for this, or you might like this guy if you like doing this. And it's just super fun. And then we would, you know, just winning and playing with a full team is awesome.
I saw you playing a little bit with Ian. That was kind of the tail end, I feel.
Oh, yeah.
That
was last night, I think.
Yeah, that was kind of the tail end of your play session, I think, because I popped in and then you were like, oh, I'm going to play one more and then I'm going to leave. And I was like, oh. Meanwhile, I was playing in the other room on the PS4 version.
Yes, which I downloaded, but I didn't. I played a little bit of and tried it. And
guess what? You played the PC version, so you played the optimal way to play that game.
Yeah,
not that the PS4 version is bad.
Yeah, it's not bad, and it runs really well. It runs at 60, I think. It looks very smooth.
It looks really like Ian came in and was like, "This looks like it's running better than my version over there." I was like, "Upgrade your graphics card." He's like, "I have a good graphics card."
Apparently,
but yeah, no. Apparently, it just looks better.
It looks really good. I think it's just because sometimes you go over to a different thing and you're like, "This looks different. I like it more." Yeah, I mean the PS4 version is totally serviceable. It looks really good.
And I didn't have any kind of connectivity issues or anything, like or matchmaking issues or anything.
Yeah, I think that's the first beta they ran for the PS4 version. Or Xbox One.
That's the thing.
Well.
And guess what? By the skill of the players on that first day, you could tell this was the first time a lot of these people were playing.
I logged in and just murdered so many people by myself, and it was great. Just because everyone's like, I don't know what to do. Of course, I was kind of like, these controls are weird. What do I hit the button to do the thing?
And of course, that actually kind of affected, I feel like, my enjoyment of it the first day. I think a couple things that affected my enjoyment and my initial perception of the game was that everybody was like so super hyped up about it. Like everybody in
our friend group, it's definitely
in our specific friend group, there's been a ton of buzz around it, and then like even video game like outlets, there really hasn't been any kind of negative or even like meh talk about Overwatch. It's always been like, oh man, this game's really good. This is a really great game.
It's like TF2, the next evolution.
Yeah, but that's the thing is like I got into it and I was like, I don't know. I guess I was just like, blow me away, game, and then it was just like, oh, this is kind of like something I've already played.
Yeah.
I've already played. And then again, like I was getting on teams where we'd be like playing defense and 3 people decided that they want to play Reaper. And it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, we're not going to win if you guys are just going to all play Reaper.
Yeah.
So like, and that was just people, I think, learning the game. Since then, I've really, really, really enjoyed it.
So what do you think switched? What changed your opinion?
I think just people, I think myself, like knowing the maps now, first of all, like actually
that does help.
Realizing like what maps and like what exactly the objectives are on these maps and stuff helped out. And then just playing as different characters. And then
there are a lot, so it does take a while to get through. It took me a long time. Like it was only this last beta where I finally actually played every single different character.
See, I've only played about, I want to say like 5 or 6 different characters maybe, and only like 3 or 4 like actually semi
stuck with you.
Yeah, semi like serious.
Pretty good ratio though, considering.
Yeah, just because like again, I and in my very limited experience with playing like MOBA games, I tend to pick what my team needs first and like who I actually really, really, really want to play like second. So I end up like learning the characters that I can use on more teams. So like in this beta so far, it's been Mercy,
support and tank.
Yeah, exactly. Support and tank. It's been like Mercy and Zarya and a little bit of Roadhog now. And then if it's like kind of a mixed thing of like if it's kind of like the composition of our team is kind of mixed, I'll just go with Soldier 76 because he's kind of good at everything. He's almost like a weird support type character.
Yeah, because he has that heal.
Yeah, he has a heal, and like he's his gun is pretty accurate from pretty far, but it doesn't do that much damage. And then he also has the burst rocket that can do a lot of quick burst damage.
Yeah.
And he can get into and out of fights really fast with the sprint. So like he's kind of a weird, like,
I think it's weird that like a character
support.
is just like straight up basically from Call of Duty, except for the heal thing.
Exactly.
Is such a unique character on that battlefield. Like he can do so much.
And it's funny too, because of the fact that his gun doesn't do that much damage, even his ult isn't like, it's good, but it's not as devastating as I feel like a lot of.
Yeah, it's definitely not the best ult, but it's definitely one of the better ults if you can get someone who's not looking in that direction and you just unload on them. Super
all right,
good.
Makes sense. Yeah, I think I have the problem of trying to treat it like maybe like McCree's ult, where it's like, I'm just going to get as many people on the screen as once right now and then just hold down the fire button and hope that I can kill somebody.
That's one way to do it.
And then, but then like I'll play like a little bit of Symmetra if we're on defense. If we're defending,
super fun.
She is really fun. Like I actually figured out how to play her, and she's really, really fun to use. So
yeah, man, I don't know. There's something weird about that game. How there's not a whole lot to it.
No, there's not.
All the characters, like it takes a long time to master them. They're very simple to understand, but they take a long time to master. But there's no like progression. You don't unlock like new weapons or anything. Yeah, it's just like the only thing you unlock is, I mean, there's a progression, but it's just like there's skins, taunts, sprays, whatever.
But it's not like in a match you'll be earning like money and then like buying upgrades for your guy, like something like a MOBA or a Monday Night Combat or anything like that. It is TF2, like,
but TF2 before it kind of went into like, here's all these items and things like that to unlock and stuff like that. So
that's my question, is that, do you think a lot of the characters in Overwatch are specialized, or do you think that there are like, I was saying that there's a lot of characters that can do a lot of different things, and then there's some that are very, very specialized. Like Mercy, you are not like killing anybody as Mercy. You're not going to be killing like anybody as Mercy.
No, I totally think there are some characters that are like hybridized and kind of cross between the two.
But then, yeah, like Roadhog, like he's a tank, and like Zarya's a tank, but she actually doesn't do a ton of damage. Like she does more damage the more she gets beaten up. But Roadhog can just kill guys, pick off guys and kill them really, really quickly.
Yeah.
And then also tank a ton of damage. So he's kind of like a weird hybrid. I guess it just depends on the way you play.
It also does depend on the way you play. Like Winston is not a very good damage dealer, but he's a great disruptor. As in, people will focus on him. He'll throw up his shield and people will start shooting at it and hit the shield. And then he can jump out of that danger real quick and heal up, sort of thing. So each character, it's so weird how they have so many characters and each of them feel like they all serve a different type of like specific need. It's
yeah,
like,
nobody I've played has played like anybody else. I can't play one guy and be like, I immediately understand how to play this other person.
They all play so differently, which is super cool. And that means that like it takes so long to master like a certain character. But you have to switch during each match because sometimes you're going to need someone else for a certain thing, A/B, because some people are just straight up hard counters to other ones, you know? It's a really fascinating game considering how they have so many classes, you know, so many different characters, and they somehow balance it out. But yeah, man, the game's really good.
Yeah, that's really all you can say about it. It's very fun, very
like
addictive.
I was saying, it boils it down to kind of like being very simple in a lot of ways, which is refreshing in a like world where all multiplayer is like, look at all these crafting, look at all these RPG elements. This one's just like, nah, man, just shoot dudes and play good with your friends. And just, you know, we don't have all that stuff that TF2, because a lot of people would argue that TF2 kind of got bad as soon as they started adding items, stuff like that, making it kind of more like, oh, you get to unlock this item, you get this variant on this medic class, where this is just like, here's a whole bunch of variants of a medic.
Yeah. That's the thing, is like, I feel like instead of doing that, this game will just add characters and say like,
It might do that, yeah.
This is a guy who does this. There's like a slight variation on this. Like, this is a guy who's a slight variation on that, because that's kind of what a lot of the characters are right now.
Yeah.
It's like they boil down to attack, defense, tank, and support. But like Symmetra is a support and Mercy's a support, and they don't play anything
they do not
like each other at all. So, and then it's like again, Soldier 76 is technically an offensive character who can also use heals on his party members too. So it's just really weird. It's a really weird game.
Yeah.
It's really weird. It's really fun. I saw yesterday you were playing Widowmaker and Torbjorn a little bit.
I play Torbjorn whenever it's needed. He's not really my favorite because he's just like, you sit there and you shoot stuff. It's cool, but it's not my favorite. Widowmaker is one of those I've starting to really enjoy playing her. She's super interesting how her gun turns into a machine gun and then turns into a sniper rifle. Really interesting character.
What are like her other abilities? Because I've only seen her pretty much sniping, and I've never used
her other side abilities are throwing down like a trip mine that does gas, so it does damage over time.
Okay.
And the other one is using a grappling hook, so she can get up to different like high areas.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I always see her up like high elevated areas. Somewhere.
Yeah, because she's always using the grappling hook, which is neat. She's super fun because the idea of so like the sniper from TF2, you kind of charge your shot, but her shots only take like 2 seconds to charge up all the way to maximum hit. And if you get a headshot on like a low level character, it's pretty good. It's like instant kill pretty much, or like not low level, but low health character.
Like a 200 HP.
Yeah, it'll instantly kill them, but it's super hard to get that because it's just everyone's just moving around so fast.
That was the thing with playing as a sniper in TF2 was that most characters had really like quick movement unless it had a lot of health, and then you weren't killing.
And that's kind of the same way. And that's kind of the same way it is here. So if you get lucky, like I had a great play of the game where I killed like a tracer who was running around, and I killed like another guy, another Widowmaker, and then I almost killed a Roadhog. Like it was pretty good. And her ultimate is giving the entire team vision.
I love having the Widowmaker on our team because that's a really great ult.
Super useful to everyone.
It's really, really useful to see where everybody's coming from.
Exactly.
Which I mean, in a way, Symmetra can do because you can tell when this turret is activated. Like you can tell where they're kind of coming from if you spread around your turrets like that. True. But you won't know exact positions or who it is or whatever because everybody, of course, has a very distinct silhouette. You're not going to mistake one character for another character.
Exactly. I honestly like a lot of characters. Like I'll play Roadhog, I'll play Winston a lot, I'll play Soldier 76 a lot, which is kind of weird because I feel like he's really boring as a character. But he's fun.
He is, but yeah, he's useful in a lot of different situations. He doesn't go. He's not crazy good at any one thing, but he's useful always. Like,
pretty much
always useful.
I like Farah a lot. She's really good. Symmetra is really good. I like Zarya. I like for as far as healing goes, I do not like Mercy. I'm not very good with her, but I enjoy
Mercy.
The
Lucio?
Zenyatta. No, the other guy.
Oh, Zenyatta.
Zenyatta. He's super fun to me.
Yeah, Zenyatta looks cool. I've been meaning to try out a couple of the other healing classes because I love playing Mercy, but
Zenyatta's really hard to play because he uses instead of like he uses like different balls and stuff, but he does pretty good damage.
Throwing balls at people.
And then putting them debuff balls.
I remember I always see like, oh, you got the ball of discord. I'm like, I don't know what that means.
Honestly, you know what? I think it just means you take more damage. I'm not 100% sure. You got the
ball of harmony. Oh, that sounds good.
That means you get healing. It's just like a healing over time, so it takes a while, but you can just, the nice thing about it is you can throw it and then just run away because you have such low health.
You know, I mean, that's the thing with Mercy, and I actually am starting to learn, is that you really have to use Mercy's like her ability that leashes to people.
Yes.
To move around and stay
super
mobile
fun.
because like if you don't, like you can stay around the corner, or you can like, if you're like healing a Reinhardt, you can like kind of duck behind him and be safe. But like in crazy situations where everybody's running around, like you have to be constantly hopping and leashing all around, like just to stay mobile
not get
and
shot. And also her Q is super powerful because she can resurrect people. She's the only one who can do that.
Just anybody in like a pretty big area. Like
it's super good. Yeah.
At first I thought it was only one character, and I was like, that seems okay, but then I realized that, oh no, it's like everybody in this area of effect.
So if everyone gets taken out, they can come back and
in fact, I remember like we were like really close to taking an objective, and then everybody died except for me, but I had the ult, and then I popped it up and immediately died. But then everybody else was just able to like take the objective immediately.
It's such a game that focuses on teamwork more so than anything else. It's so satisfying when you get like really close to losing, but then all of a sudden you pull off like, even if it's just getting to the next objective or whatever, like pushing that payload past the next checkpoint. Yeah. So satisfying.
Yeah, that's how I got the play of the game that one time, was because they were pushing the payload and they were literally like on the cusp of pushing it into the like goal area. And I was like there was like 15 seconds left, and I dropped in as Soldier 76. I dropped behind everybody, popped the ult, like killed 2 people, and then like rocketed another one. I got into like a weird Call of Duty like zone, like where I was just popping like everybody that was looking, killed everybody, and then the match ended, and it was like I was like, that was a pretty good save by me. I wonder if it's play of the game. And then it was play of the game.
Man,
like, cool.
You felt awesome, huh?
Yeah. That's the thing, is this game has a really, TF2 has a really great style, and that's kind of what draws people to it as well, and a lot of character. But this game has even like almost even more character to a certain extent, because like even just the little victory poses after the match, like if you do the one in Hollywood and it's like all film grain, it says spin neat. And everybody's standing there. It's cool. It's a game again that's simple, but it does like all the kind of window dressing and like little mini change, like the little tweaks to the formula really, really well. So it's interesting, like how I feel like it's interesting how much I've been enjoying it when you actually boil it down to what the game is.
Yeah. It's weird. Cause actually thinking about it, how you said like, I don't know how I feel about this game when you first started playing it. I felt like I kind of felt the same way.
Like that. It's like, this is good. This is a good because I know what this game is.
Yeah. But I wasn't like super blown away by it. But then after a while I was like, you know what? This game is really good. It's really weird. It kind of grew on me in like a weird way.
I'll probably be getting it for PS4. My older brother really likes it too. He's been playing it as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Surprised we haven't played together.
Oh, you guys hate each other, you know?
Hate each other.
He's the one who wanted to slay the black people, right?
That was him.
He's that guy.
That's him.
The worst brother. God, what a bad guy.
Bad the guy.
So you didn't play anything else? That was it?
Just Dark Souls 3.
Dark Souls 3?
Yeah.
You making progress in that, or is that kind of slowed down?
That was the problem, is that like
Overwatch took over.
It's been a busy week, and then Overwatch has been in this beta that was supposed to last from last Thursday, I think, to
until Sunday, I think, yeah.
To today.
Yes.
And it got extended till tomorrow.
Yes.
So
today being
Monday.
Monday.
Yeah. So by the time you hear this,
it'll be
done already. Yeah. So sorry if you missed that. But yeah, so I've been trying to cram as much of that in as possible, just because it's a really good game, and
I was very upset when I realized the beta information wouldn't transfer over. So I was like, "F this game, I don't play it anymore."
I saw you.
But then Brandon popped on and was like, "I want to play," and I was like, "Okay, I like fun." It doesn't matter in the end. And then he got a really cool drop and was very upset realizing that it wouldn't transfer over.
It's funny too, because like you open the loot box, and then it's never for any of the characters that like I use. I'll get like a spray for a character that I use, and then like a cool skin for like Reaper, who I've never touched. I got a skin
for Soldier 76, and it was awesome.
I did get a skin for Soldier 76. I got the olive.
Oh, nice. I got like a straight up like a legendary one, which I was very happy with. But
I like his alternate skins with like really the commando style ones.
Those ones. A lot of the legendary skins look really cool.
They do. Some of them look bad. I think Mercy's doesn't have that great of ones. One of hers is
not very good.
Is like she's a Valkyrie, and that's okay, but I'm like, it doesn't really fit with the style of the game. And then the other one is like her suit, but instead of angel, she's a devil. And I'm like,
yeah, that one's whatever. I like the I think it was Roadhog, who has like the pirate peg leg, be like a pirate. Or am I thinking Torbjorn? Whatever.
Torbjorn does.
Torbjorn, yeah.
Roadhog has one where he has like a shark head.
Yeah, that one's pretty good. I also like Winston as like an explorer.
Yeah, that one's really good.
Pretty good.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff.
Blizzard and their skins.
What do you know? Blizzard made a game with cool skins in it.
Heroes of the Storm. Let's go. Blizzard skins. Let's go. Yeah. All right. So let's move on from. You know what we forgot to do? We forgot to watch the trailer trash.
We did forget to watch Trailer Trash.
We're back.
Are we back?
We're back, ready to roll.
My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay, man. Don't worry about it. We're ready. We're ready to roll.
Yeah.
The first piece of news is the Titanfall developer Respawn is making a Star Wars game.
What?
Which is the greatest news.
The funny thing is that
Respawn's the best.
The funny thing is that this is definitely good news, because I think that I want to see what other like actual high-end like named established developers can do with the Star Wars license, because you know it was always before licensed games would get in the hands of like, you know, developers that you would never have really heard of, and sometimes that could make the developer's name like I can't really think
BioWare.
BioWare, or like Ravensoft.
Raven? Kinda.
Yeah, okay, well, whatever. I'm failing at this point. But at the same time, it's like the last Star Wars game was already a shooter. Like,
yeah, but Battlefront is such a specific type of shooter compared to it's like Battlefront and Call of Duty.
The bad kind.
Yeah, well, it's like Battlefront and Call of Duty. They're two different types, you know?
Yeah.
So if Respawn could actually figure out, it's like a third-person game. That's what they said they're making. And Respawn, of course, made Call of Duty 4 back in the day. They're the group that split
Yes.
off. So they know how shooting works, and Titanfall is really good. So I'm excited.
It's so funny because more and more I'm hearing that like how great Titanfall was, but at the time I feel like people were saying that it was great, and then just everybody immediately stopped playing it.
I played it for so long. Like I played it way long after that. That's the only game I prestiged like 3 times in, even more than like a Call of Duty game. Yeah.
God damn.
I played that game a lot. That game was great.
Yeah, the only like Call of Duty type game where I prestiged was 4.
Yeah, as the only one. The only Call of Duty game I prestiged in was 4. I think I did it twice. Man, yeah, I'm just I'm stoked for this. Like they can do so much with that IP. They can do so many different things. The options are all over the place.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, there's a lot of goodwill to do that because people do like Respawn and their games, despite people kind of falling off Titanfall. Titanfall only lacked depth, I felt, in a lot of ways, but the game itself was super solid. So, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's really odd. I mean, we talked forever about Overwatch, but I think it's odd that those guys specifically would have launched a new IP in a new universe where it didn't have like any kind of story whatsoever attached to just this multiplayer game.
Yeah.
But hey, you know what has a ton of story? Star Wars.
Star Wars had all the story. Also, please take all of the extended universe out and put in new stuff.
I'm really curious to see where they go, because it's not going to be. You gotta imagine it's not going to just be Rebels versus Imperial style like
Might be
like they did in Battlefront, because then the layman will be like, dude, I just already played this game where you shoot mans.
They're still gonna say that. They're like, another Star Wars game where you shoot people? I already played that, and it was Battlefront.
Bounty hunters.
Bounty hunters. That'd be cool.
Maybe.
I'm excited for that. So, here we go. Quiz time.
Quiz.
So,
Pop
the
quiz.
2006 World Video Game Hall of Fame inductees. You want to guess?
The problem is I don't know who's already in.
6 games.
6
games.
I don't know who's already in is the problem. Can you give me like a year of one of them, or like
Sure, I'll give you a
some
year.
kind of range?
All right. I'll give you what console they're on.
Okay.
PlayStation 2.
SSX.
No. No. Why did you think that?
SSX is a great game.
Yeah, but it's not like these are Hall of Fame, bro.
SSX is a pretty good game.
We mean amazing games.
For the PS2.
PS2.
An amazing game.
An amazing game. A game that The gummy ship. No.
Mercenary.
No.
Mercenaries are like good games.
I
though.
mean, amazing games.
These are pretty amazing games.
Genre changing.
God of War.
No.
We're just learning all things about the games that I really like.
Early game. I'll say early era
Early
PS2.
PlayStation 2 game. Yeah, SSX.
No. There are two more of them on that same console.
Prince of Persia.
No. Come on, man.
I already said God of War.
No, the third one's on PS4 or PS3.
Yeah. I actually Raul bought the remastered on PS4 and he beat it, so he let me borrow it, and I have yet to open that game.
I bought the remastered version of Nathan Drake Collection.
Oh, okay.
So see how that goes. But anyway.
I don't know,
Come on, man. All right.
You gotta this one.
Grand Theft Auto 3.
Oh, come on.
Come on.
I thought you said amazing.
It was groundbreaking at the time, dude. All my friends could not stop talking about that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose.
At the time. I'm not saying it's amazing
yeah,
now.
you're right.
All right, so that was one of the ones.
Okay.
All right.
Next one.
NES.
See, this is where it gets hard because
I know,
you
it's
gotta
like every
imagine
game.
like Mario's already there, Legend of Zelda's already there, Metroid?
Nope.
Well, maybe it's already there. Punch Out?
Nope.
Duck Hunt.
Nope.
Let
Let me give you a hint. It was one of the ones that you said is already there.
Legend of Zelda?
Yep. Legend
That's
of Zelda.
really weird.
Yeah, it is weird. That's one of the ones that's being inducted now.
Still my favorite Legend of Zelda game.
Really?
The original for the NES.
Hmm.
Simple.
You like Simple.
Yes.
You love Simple.
I do.
All right, PC, which could mean anywhere.
Oh my god.
All right,
there's a PC wing?
I'll say early era PC games.
Half-Life.
No,
What?
earlier than that.
Was it an adventure game?
Kinda, not really.
Kind of, not really.
All right, I'll say it's edutainment.
Edutainment?
Mm-hmm.
Where in the world is conversation?
No,
Mavis Bacon.
no.
Edutainment. Oregon Trail.
There you go. You got it. Hey, it's your first one.
I got Legend of Zelda.
After like way too many hints. I said one that they narrowed it down to two. I said one that you already said.
I said 3 things.
Oh, okay, whatever. All right, another PC game.
Okay.
I'll say era 2000s.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Nope. You gotta think
Half-Life.
these games are like genre defining or hugely
Half-Life.
popular. No.
World of Warcraft.
Nope. Good guess though. You're all pretty good.
Warcraft 3.
No.
StarCraft.
Nope.
Crap.
They have come out with a fourth one of these in the last year or two.
Fourth only, and they're mainly PC
Yep.
games.
Mm-hmm.
Civilization?
No. Civ 5 is out.
Oh, my bad. I can't count. Nah, this one's gonna be too hard, man. I can't get it.
The Sims.
Oh, fuck the Sims.
What?
Yo, real talk. Fuck the Sims.
You don't like The Sims?
I was never huge into the Sims.
I like The Sims for about one playthrough, and then I was like, this is dumb. Same thing over and over again. It was very revolutionary at the time.
A lot of people like those games where you have to make your own fun. I am not one of those.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, Sims is definitely one where you have to make your own one.
It's like, look at this guy. I put a guy in a pool. I took out all the ladders. Now he just had no choice but to drown. It's like, that's cool. What's the point of that? Nothing. I just want to get to see this guy
What
drown.
if you made all of your friends and put them in a house and saw what happened?
See, that could be okay, but at the same time, I always feel weird like making other people in
Why?
games because then they come and they eventually see it and they're like,
I made you.
That's not what I look like or act like at all.
And
Why
you said
would
you looked exactly like the way I envisioned you.
Because you took like a specific outfit that I wore one day that everybody made a big deal about, and you made me in the game.
And And it was perfect and beautiful in every way. All right.
Is there more?
Yeah, there's 6, dude.
Shit.
So we got 2 more.
You know I can't count. I just said I can't count.
All right. Genesis. I think it was Genesis.
I own the Genesis.
Yeah, Sega Genesis.
I own the Genesis, so that doesn't mean anything. Sword of Mana.
No.
Sonic.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, and his friend Blonick. No, Sonic the Hedgehog. Yes. Launched in '91. As old as me.
How old is
Speaking
this
of which, it's
Hall
my
of
birthday,
Fame?
bitch. What?
How old is this Hall of Fame that nothing is in, that Sonic and Legend of Zelda is not in?
I don't know. Let me look. When was this created?
Because there's only been like one class before then.
You're right. If Sonic wasn't in it, I don't understand. Let's see.
Maybe he's shamed himself so much in recent years.
I mean, last year's inaugural group was Pong, Pac-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Tetris, Doom, and World of Warcraft.
Man, Doom got in before Legend of Zelda.
I guess so. It doesn't say how long it was. I'll have to look into it more, but I'm not going to do that now. Because we got one more to guess.
Okay.
I'll say classic arcade. Atari 2600.
Arkanoid.
Nope.
Missile Command.
Nope. Like, I will give you hints. Like, one of the basic, when you think of arcade games, like one of the most basic ones.
Arcade games. Breakout.
Nope.
Breakout's just a variation of arcade.
No.
What was on the Atari? Who is Frogger?
Nope.
Asteroid.
It was in Wreck-It Ralph, I think.
Asteroids.
Or was it in Pixels? I can't remember. No, it was not in Asteroids.
You watched Pixels?
I have not seen Pixels, but I might have seen part of it. Oh, I think I saw
Invaders.
There you go. Yep.
Wow.
Was that in Wreck-It Ralph? That wasn't Wreck-It Ralph, right?
I don't think it was, to be honest.
You might be right.
It was on an episode of Futurama.
I think I was thinking of the Futurama episode. Or I was thinking of the original short of Pixels.
Where he's like, I could never get the last guy. My brother used to have to get.
Oh, yeah.
You should have shot where I was going to be instead of shooting at where I was.
Yes. So yeah, those are the 6 games. Congratulations, you got about 3 out of 6.
Solid cast. Although again, like I feel like some should already be in there, but again, maybe this has only been around for a couple of years.
I feel like it hasn't been around that long.
I feel it couldn't have been if the last class had Mario in it and Pac-Man. That had to have been the first class.
Yeah, you're right. Those are like straight up like the first ones, you know. I'm seeing if okay, let's see. World Video Game Hall of Fame. Inductee games. Yeah, I think that is the second list.
All right, so the second class. So for the second class, yes,
Okay.
solid class.
Solid. Oregon Trail, man. It's a good choice.
Good for Sonic getting in the second class.
Yeah. I mean, he's got attitude, and he goes really fast.
He's the blue blur.
And he somehow stays relevant in 2016.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I'm going to segue into that. Sega has kindly asked you to stop uploading its Sonic Boom TV show to YouTube.
Which is totally an understandable request.
Yeah, it's just weird that like it's just weird that like
that
it's
you know that show that we own that's still running like on the air right now. Could you not upload episodes of it? Thanks.
It's great how they said, we think the stuff you guys do is awesome, and we thank you for your understanding and continued support. It's also important to note this applies specifically to the Sonic Boom TV show. If you guys have any questions, please do let us know. Thank you very much.
When I first saw the title of this article, I was like, oh shit, we have Sonic Boom videos. But then I remembered, it's
a TV show.
Then I read it and it was like,
it's a TV show,
which is totally understandable. Like,
yeah, I don't know why this is actually news, honestly.
Yeah, it's weird. It's odd.
like, of course,
I guess
people
it's
would do
news that they didn't say it wasn't just shitty and just did it. Like, was just like, we're taking everything down without saying anything.
That's a good point.
They were literally like, hey, everybody, like, you guys are cool. We like you guys. but like
we're gonna start sending out copyright infringements.
Yes,
Please take it down before we have to do this.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Because otherwise, because a lot of entities would just take it down.
That's true. They would just like Nintendo.
Yes, exactly.
You know, Sega do what Nintendo don't. And one of those is send out a nice letter saying, hey, please take these down before you start copyrighting your ass.
Yep.
All right, man. So we saw last week on Trailer Trash, we saw Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, the debut trailer. And many people hated it.
A lot of people also saw it, and a lot of people were really, really
I don't really understand why so many people hated it.
I think it's the
Is it just like at this point everyone's like F this?
I think it is the price point that it packages with Call of Duty 4
think that's it?
And the fact that it says this is the only way you can get this game. To which since last week I've kind of recanted and gone back and said, you know what? I love Call of Duty 4. I love it a lot, but I'm not going to fall for this like marketing ploy of you're only going to be able to get it if you give us $80. I'm going to wait, and they're going to eventually release it in a singular format. Because frankly, I don't care about Infinite Warfare.
What? You don't care about going into space and snapping robots' necks?
Not really.
Aw, you just care about Captain Price?
Yes.
Your bro?
Gaz and
getting all gillied up and
soap.
Soap.
And
that guy who dies with the nuclear bomb.
Yeah, whatever his name was.
That American dude.
And black guy. and the guy who Imran Zakayev.
Don't remember any of this.
All right.
Listen, all right, so Activision responded and they said some pretty good stuff. They said, we've seen this in the franchise before. The reveal trailer for Black Ops 2, which took the franchise in the future first time, had the most dislikes of any reveal trailer we've ever had made at that time. And that went on to become our most successful game ever. So they just said, F you guys, you don't know what you're talking about. This game's going to be amazing.
In a way, I applaud. Like, I do not condone anything that Activision does. I think in terms of video game publishers, they are probably the pinnacle of scumminess. But I applaud the balls it takes to say, you guys know you're all gonna buy it anyways. We're calling your bluff. Shut the F up.
Yeah.
And buy the game because you're gonna buy it anyway.
I think they're probably gonna do that. And you know what? People are probably gonna buy it.
They are totally gonna buy it. Like today, I watched a video, like a reaction vid from Maximilian, his fighting game guy, who actually before he did a lot of fighting game stuff, he actually did a lot of Call of Duty 4 stuff, and he did a kind of like a commentary about the shitty like packaging it in with Call of Duty 4 in with Infinite Warfare and charging $80 and so. But he even said, "I'm going to begrudgingly buy it," and I'm like, "But that's the whole point, isn't it? Like they know you're gonna buy it. Like that's why they're charging. They're saying that it's only going to be in this thing, and they're charging $80 is because they know you're gonna buy it." And you're proving their point by buying it. So just don't buy it, like, is the thing.
I can't help it, though. I gotta have it.
No, just don't buy it.
I gotta play Modern Warfare again. A slightly better looking game.
I really love Modern Warfare, but I don't think I want to buy $80. Spend $80 just to play that game again because I do not care about this other one that they have.
Talk to me in November.
In November, I'll be dead.
Oh, really?
I'll be dead by November.
Oh man, why have you been drinking this alcohol?
Indeed.
We'll be dead before we know it. I don't know. It's weird. People always, I don't know why people hate the Call of Duty franchise so much that they keep buying it. I think it's just one of those things where it's like, it's cool to hate it, bro. It's cool to hate it. Where it's like, I don't know. To me, it feels like wrestling, man. You like it when it's good. You laugh at it when it's bad.
Yep, exactly. Like, I don't dislike. I like enough of what Call of Duty's done to just be like, I'm not going to play this version, but I liked this version and this version. Like,
I'm a sucker for Battlefield though. I bought every single Battlefield.
Even the one that was like busted. Was that 4?
That was 4. I bought that. I bought it way after it came out though, so it was less busted. It was still busted.
But it was still busted. That's
Still
so
pretty busted.
weird. That's so weird that it was just busted forever.
And Hardline was pretty good. Played fine. And who knows what this number 1's gonna be. Speaking of which, it's time for Trailer Trash.
Trailer Trash.
Oh, meow, Trailer Trash. Yeah, apparently we have to do that. Like, I don't know who said that or who signed that memo, but we have to make a weird voice. That we're Hicks when we do Trailer Trash, but I think it's very offensive.
Get back in your cage.
Oh, hey there, Mater. My name's Mater.
Yeah. Hola a todos. Por favor, déchale un ojo de sus pequeños.
I went down a different path in Cars Land while I was at Disneyland, and I went through the back way. I didn't know there's like a certain side way, like to the right. So you're in Cars Land, right? You're looking down the path. If you go right, you can go out that way and go into like the
to where the wharf is.
Yeah,
right?
I never knew you could go that way.
No,
I've never seen it.
Man, you've had this pass for so long. I've only had it since November, and you never knew that thing.
Dude, shut up. Listen, Battlefield 1, the most hyped thing I've seen in a few months.
Yeah, it's...
Here's the thing. They're trying something that no one's done before.
Yeah. I'm sure very obscure games have explored.
Yeah. I mean, there's like there's like Chivalry, Warfare, and like there's been Civil War games I played. And
the world...
The setting of World War.
If you've been living under a rock, Battlefield 1, which is, by the way, the most confusingly named game since
Xbox
probably...
The Xbox One.
Yes, the Xbox One. Is Battlefield's interpretation of World War One.
Yes.
So a trailer dropped, everybody went crazy, and I think with pretty good reason. Like
I think it's just because, especially coming off, because this came out after Infinity Warfare.
Yes.
Which everyone's been doing in the future. You got Destiny, you got all the other Call of Duties in the future.
I've never thought about it like that. It's weird that the Call of Duty series is going in that futuristic way when it's like you have Halo
There's tons of games that are
Halo, you've got
Mass
Destiny
Effect
now. Technically Doom is kind of like a weird futuristic kind of like shooter.
The future has been well tread and like sci-fi has been well tread in the world of video games, but something that's not been tread at all is World War One.
Mm-hmm.
The closest thing I think of is Valiant Hearts, and that is not a shooter at all.
Nope.
That is a completely different type of game. So I think people are just excited to just kind of see what it's like and kind of see, how they're going to pull it off, because World War One was a lot of hanging out in trenches and waiting for bombs to go off and like gas and other horrible things.
By all accounts, from what we learned in school, it was a completely miserable war. And not that any war is like, oh man, this is such a great war out here. We're just all out here having
a great time shooting people at each other.
But like World War One was kind of the turning point of like, we have all this new kind of experimental technology, but we still kind of have all the old ways of like fighting and arming our troops.
Like we wear capes and stuff.
Yeah, that's what strikes me first about this trailer is just, and about this game in general, is the imagery in it is really cool, because you have guys running around
like clubs
with pistols and then like spiked clubs, and they've got like their jacket tied around their neck like a cape, and there's like a guy that's like in weird medieval type armor but also like military fatigues. So it's weird and it's fresh despite going back further than a lot of modern shooters have.
I mean, that's what's going to make it interesting. Like, you're going to ride horses. You got like those biplanes that crash. I mean, World War One, those biplanes were like really janky.
Yeah.
Crash all the time. There were ace fighter pilots back then, and they got the Zeppelins and all sorts. It's just a whole interesting theater of war that's been very. I feel like most developers probably been taunted by it. Like, that's the place we can go, but they're like, how are we gonna pull it off?
Yeah, because the thing is that, I mean, and some people, we talked about it a little bit off the podcast, but some people have been saying how like oh, but that's not what the war was. The war was a lot of sitting around and then like picking off people in the other trench, and then you would do something like crazy and like do a crazy charge, or like there'd be like X amount of seconds of fighting or whatever. And it's like, yeah, man, it's a video game. You have to show what was like,
Yeah, exactly.
what was exciting. I mean, and I use that in a loose term about that war, what
Well, it'd be fun to
combat
play instead
actually,
just miserable, you know?
what combat actually was like when you actually entered combat in that war.
Yeah, and I feel like they're not going to do that. From the trailer, it looks like it's just going to be, look at all this crazy stuff. We're just going to make it kind of arcade-ish. Just,
but
fine.
you still see some like just raw ass like dudes clubbing each other in the head and like smacking each other with an entrenching tool and stuff like that. And I think there's a lot of potential with that biplane and triplane kind of
I really
combat.
like that, because that was my problem with a lot of the modern battlefields is jets are just too damn small for that map, because they go so fast, and you just fly over, you get about like 10 seconds to maybe try to shoot stuff, and then you just got to try looping around again, which a biplane will be more interesting in dogfights. No one will have missiles or anything. There won't be flares. It'll be just like, all right, we're just going to shoot each other.
Machine guns.
Yeah, so really, really excited, curious about this game, more so than at least the last Battlefields. So
yeah, it'll be neat. I wonder what the multiplayer for that will be like, because again,
that's the main part.
it's always the main part of a Battlefield game, and not to mention, again, you're dealing with a different suite of weapons. You're dealing with pistols, you're dealing with bolt action rifles,
trench clubs.
Yeah, so
it'll be, I'm really interested, especially because some people were saying that they would go to the future, and I was like, they already went to 2142. Like, they've already gone to the future and did it, and it was really fun. So it'll be interesting to see what they kind of come up with now.
It was funny, like somebody did like a timeline of Battlefield games just to show how dumb,
all over the place they are.
It is for one, like this one to be called one.
Yeah,
it was like Battlefield. It's like Battlefield
1942.
1942. Like 20. What was it? 21.
That was not afterwards. I think it was Battlefield 1 or Battlefield 1942. Battlefield Vietnam.
Battlefield Vietnam.
Battlefield 2.
Then 21.
And then 2142.
And then 1943.
And then Battlefield 3. And then Battlefield 4. And then Battlefield Hardline. And now it's Battlefield 1. Which is like, wait, what? What?
Yeah, it's a little bit confusing.
God, I love Battlefield 2.
It's like it's just as confusing as the Rambo movies.
Seriously.
Battlefield
First Blood.
First Blood. Rambo, First Blood Part 2.
What?
Rambo 3. Rambo.
Wait, what? They should just call this Battlefield.
Yeah.
That would have been even better. All right, let's move on from that and go to a proper naming convention game, Persona 5.
Persona 5. Which
I have not gotten any Persona games. So for me, watching this trailer, which was in Japanese, by the way, I was like, this is just wacky anime going on.
Yep. It's the interesting thing about Persona is that they're kind of all self-contained stories.
They're in the same universe, though, right?
Yeah, you will see like characters, like in very not rare, but necessarily, but very like small capacities cross over from one game to another. But one kind of incident doesn't necessarily affect the other, because all these games are kind of always centered around a high school or a boarding school of some type, and there's some kind of mysterious activity going on, and so all these teenagers, like kind of Scooby-Doo style, try to figure out what the mystery is. But the thing is that they are all gifted in the usage of a persona, which is kind of this other half of themselves that they can use to fight monsters in this world where in this other world where all this mischief is going on. So they're weird games, but they're also kind of interesting because it's like always centered around high school kids. So it kind of does that anime thing of like, all these high school kids got problems, and we're gonna we're gonna wax poetic about all these problems, but then we're also gonna fight and do crazy stuff like that too. And I played Persona 3 on the PSP. I really, really enjoyed that game, and of course I saw the infamous endurance run from giantbomb.com. and I'm excited for this one. I play Catherine is the same studio, but it's not related at all, of course. But I'm excited to see what they do. This game's really, really has a really, really distinct style to it.
It looked really cool. I mean, honestly, I just because of everyone's hype around it, I kind of want to try at least 4, because I know Persona 4 Golden was really well received, and I have a PS Vita, so I mean, I might as well dust that thing off and use it, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Persona 4...
I just remembered I played a game.
What?
I played Galaxy. That game was really dope.
Yeah, the game's good.
Yeah.
The game is good.
Did you play it?
Yeah, I played it on PS4.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's a roguelike kind of.
You can have it be a roguelike.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. There's not really much to say.
It's really fun.
It's
got
really
a good style.
Got a decent style to it. It's fun. Galaxy the Dimensional.
Yes, that's what it's called. All right, enough of this anime stuff, because that game's inspired by anime. Let's go to Doom, a real man's trailer. Yeah, fight like hell. I don't know, like that trailer looked fine.
Yeah, it looked like Doom. It looked like a trailer hyping.
I'm interested about Doom. I'm interested. I'm intrigued.
Which is a lot of satanic imagery, a lot of blood, a lot of buff dude in power armor shooting off a sawed-off shotgun.
Yep.
And doing just stuff. That game looks like it'll. I think that game should be fun to play.
I feel like that game's gonna end up like New Order, Wolfenstein: A New Order.
Like well received, but
everyone's like, well, I don't know. It's good.
It's good, but it's you just set it and forget it.
Yep. So I heard. So Dangerous Golf, which is made by the Burnout developers, Criterion. I guess they're a new studio.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's not really.
This game is just crash mode with golf balls, bro. You just hit the ball and you bounce it around and you try to get in the hole, but you try to destroy as much stuff as possible.
Do you think this is gonna be a full on
full on release?
Disc release?
Nah, I bet it's gonna be $20 or $30 sort of thing.
That's what I thought.
It looks really cool. The graphics look nice, and it's just got a lot of particle effects and stuff like that going on. But I'm interested in it because I love the Burnout game so much. But I mean, this is not a racing game at all. This is just the destruction part, and those parts were fine. I enjoyed them, but I liked racing in Burnout. Man, that game just felt good to just drive too.
Do you like golf?
It's all right.
Well, then maybe it's
golf's all right. I mean, it's not my favorite sport.
Yeah, I don't know if this is like no. This game looks cool, but it's like it's kind of that weird thing where I think sometimes a maybe vocal minority kind of misconstrues what people like about a certain game or franchise, and a lot of people probably are like, Burnout, the game where you crash a lot of crazy stuff, and it's like this crazy that you crash and like it does like all this damage to your car, and it's like crazy.
I remember that being a selling point.
And they're like, oh, let's just make a game where it's just that. We're just breaking stuff.
Maybe it'll be great. People like that. I was okay with it, but I don't know. People really liked it.
We'll see. I'll play it. I'll play it.
And then we watched Dead Island Retro Revenge.
Yeah.
I mean, that looked like
This trailer annoyed me.
It looked like Scott Pilgrim versus the World game mixed with Jack Black look-alike.
Yeah, the character in this game is like is kind of this fat rocker dude, and he apparently has a cat that got stolen, and now he's gonna have to fight through hordes of dead.
He looks like Jack Black's character in Brutal Legend.
Yeah, and the voice actor who we both ascertained was not Jack Black was totally trying to do a Jack Black. He was like, all right, these fucking guys, I gotta get through all this stuff and go through it. It's crazy. Woohoo! Coming at you!
Look at me kick all their asses.
I'm kicking ass. I'm kicking major booty.
Whoa, lightning bolt.
Listen here. I'm gonna power slide. And I'm gonna just whoop all their fucking asses right now.
You think he's exaggerating? So pretty much is spot on. It's 100 spot on.
All these buttholes, they're getting in my way, and I'm trying to save my cat.
I think this is like a side project that I guess they made for the PS4 collection of Dead Island.
Yeah, there is a PS4 Definitive Edition, which I'm guessing comes with the original Dead Island and what was the name? Riptide, Dead Island
Oh yeah, I
Riptide.
forgot about that one.
And this is, I guess, a side game that comes with it. It's kind of a 2D side scroller
Mhm.
combo based, like beat 'em up sort of thing. I don't know. It didn't look necessarily like a beat 'em up so much as kind of like almost an endless runner where you just had to keep killing guys on your way to the right.
It just looked like a standard beat 'em up arcade game to me. I don't know.
But it's got not Jack Black in it.
But crack fat.
It's got crack fat in it. And let me tell you here, sister, I'm getting back my cat. Cat fat.
That's the name of my cat.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you can fuck off.
Listen here right now. Yeah, fuck off right now.
Swearing is the way to get a game. Look, that game looks whatever.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's all the trailer trash. What was the winner?
Battlefield 1.
Battlefield 1. Boom. Easy. Best game of yeah, and then it had the White Stripes song.
Which you immediately, as it started, you're like, I didn't realize this had the White Stripes thing.
I'm pretty sure I watched it at work.
Yeah, you're like, wait a minute, I don't even think I watched this with sound. To me, I was like, just how do you even get the effect of the trailer with there's no sound?
There were some pretty great visuals.
I guess. But yeah, no, that game looks cool. I want to play it.
I'm stoked. Stoked out of my mind, man, for that game. And I think that's it for the Pixel podcast here with your boy Rico and your boy Ethan.
Yep.
I think this is the end. We're very excited to have you listen all the way through our podcast.
Yep.
If you want to know more about us, you can check us out on our website, pixellegends.com with one L. That is PIXELENGENDS. I spelled it wrong, didn't I?
You spelled Pixel Legends.
Legends wrong. Well, that's why my friend Ricardo over here is here to correct me. But if you're not in the mood for going to a website, you can check us out on Facebook at pixellegends.com. Why don't you just type that in the search bar and not deal with any of my spellings or anything like that?
Yeah.
And then you can check us out on Twitter also at Pixel Legends. I believe it's an underscore there. If you really want to support us, though, please tell a friend about our podcast. Support us. That's the best way you can support us. And maybe we can
us a rating on iTunes.
If you really like us, the iTunes rating is the God Almighty way to promote us. We are also, I think we are on Google Play Podcasts as well.
Maybe.
I don't know if
checked.
actually I think I did check and I don't think we're actually on there, so I don't know why I said that.
Check anyway, and whatever comes up, support them.
They're probably a good podcast too. Just do whatever you want with your life.
Do it.
But we're here done with the Pixel podcast. We will have a Mario Breakers level going up soon. I have finished one and is waiting for Matt to not be sick so he can play the level and we can record it
before he dies, so we can at least have some more content.
A little more content, just what you need. Ricardo, you recorded a Dark Souls thing, didn't you?
That's right. I'm recording a weekly Dark Souls podcast. It's about 15 minutes of me musing about Dark Souls.
Did you post it on the Pixel Legends website?
I haven't, because I'm waiting for a mutual friend of ours to give me some cover art graphics for it.
Oh.
But once I do, it will be on the site. It's called
wonderful.
Estes for the Restus.
Oh, who is the Restus?
Everybody.
Wow, that includes me.
Yeah.
I could listen to this podcast
You can.
on the hit web platform SoundCloud.
SoundCloud. Just search Estes for the Restus and it will come up with one result because it's only my podcast.
Wow, good to hear. But eventually it will show up on the Pixel podcast if you're too lazy to go to that website SoundCloud.
It will, maybe, hopefully before you hear this, but probably not.
We'll
But
find out.
Look for it anyway.
Wow, well, what a good time there, Ricardo. Well, I'm glad we had our podcast together.
I know.
Let us go enjoy this bottle of beer with our water.
Indeed. Let us get you your birthday Jersey Mike so we can eat a sandwich together.
If you sign up for the Jersey Mike's newsletter, you could get a free sandwich on your birthday. It is my birthday, so I'm going to go enjoy it.
If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and I hope you enjoyed listening.
Thank you. And I'll see you next time on the Pixel Podcast.